American owners, Chelsea. Mr. Todd's been getting up to business. He's making things happen, and this is becoming a very familiar story. Clubs owning multiple clubs around the world, using them as pathways, as talent academies, agencies, whatever you want to call them. It's a whole new different business model. And the consortium BlueCo, which is the owners of Chelsea and whatnot, has reached an agreement to become majority shareholders of French club Strasbourg. Strasbourg was a third-tier club in the French soccer division, and now they're playing in Ligue 1. They finished 15th last season in Ligue 1, but are we seeing another Wrexham story here? Is Todd gone? He's gone, I'm going to France. I've seen these guys come up all the way. A bit different because they've already made it up, but they're buying an asset that's worked its way up. It's got potential now to inject all these funds into it because the hard work is there. The team, the team chemistry is there, because for them to do what they've done, you need a lot of that. You need to play for one another. You need to have an understanding of one another's games, and you have to be one tight knit team to get through all that adversity and hardship. And Todd's has come across and said, "Yeah, we'll buy you. We'll inject some funds into you from what the Saudis have invested in Clearwater, and yeah, we'll just make it all come together."
Might loan out a couple of my Chelsea guys that aren't working out here, but I still own them, and I'll send them down there to get sharp. And look, timing wise, League One is going to start to look pretty wide open with PSG, losing Messi, shipping out Mbappe, and Ramos heading, either over to MLS or perhaps to Saudi, who knows? But that team may not be as strong, and so they may look at that as one. French League One is probably the fourth, fifth league in Europe.
Yeah, top five.
Yeah, it's top five, it's some may say Bundesliga 2, outdraws them, but as an opportunity, it's the ability to move and place some players still at a top level to get them quality minutes, and then but to loan them out and still control them. And if they're going to do any work for you, they do it on a club that you own in another league, which isn't bad. But look, you're right. I mean, you're starting to, it's a trend that clubs own strategic, multiple clubs and in strategic locations. We were talking about the Qatari group owning PSG and owning strategic holds, around the world, so that teams in Brazil and City Group doing the same thing, and owning multiple franchises around the world, so that they have a presence, both from scouting and player development, but also having some places to loan out some talent, Premier League talent that maybe needs some seasoning, or in some cases maybe they made a poor purchase. They don't want to take a bath on a transfer, because they've been sitting a guy and he's not playing on their Premier League roster, but they can loan him out, to Strasbourg, and maybe maybe he has a resurgence, maybe has a 25 goal season, and now a Serie A team's a little bit more interested in that. Transfer fee is a little bit higher than it would have been had he been a bench warmer at Chelsea. So I mean, again, strategic move, and financially certainly a drop in the bucket to what they paid for Chelsea. And I think there's upside there, right? I mean, I think it's you're in a league that just the top of the table is coming back to the pack a little bit for next year. Assuming as it looks right now. I mean, obviously Mbappe hasn't gone anywhere yet, Messi is apparently arriving here on July 21st to play his first game. It'll be interesting. But look, Todd's got to make some good moves here. I mean, again, I think taking this summer to assess the Chelsea situation, invest in the sport. Sometimes this is the time to double down. Get another. I mean, not just admit mistakes and ship players out. To another league and never see them again. Maybe that he's got some players that still have value that need to need a little rehab project, and maybe playing in League One is just what the doctor ordered. Where they can go and still play top level European soccer. Maybe elevate the club and also elevate their transfer price. Or they earn a trip back to Chelsea because they got their confidence back, and maybe it was a humbling experience. Like you said, it's a club that's got great chemistry. They fought their way up from third division all the way up to the top, the first division, and that's inserting a player into an environment like that after coming from an environment that Chelsea had for the majority of the season might be refreshing for some of those players, and for some of them it may be a wake up call and say, hey, maybe I got to just check my ego at the door and come here just to play the game I love. And they find themselves performing at a top level and going, if we had this at Chelsea, we'd be better. And maybe that's my mission is to go back there and kind of bring this culture. And maybe or not, but I mean, it could also just be like, hey, I'm playing the game, I'm enjoying it, and so wherever I go next, that's what I'm going to look for. And some of them may say, can I stay here permanently? And who knows? Yeah. You may have a Leicester City, in Strasbourg, coming out of nowhere to snag a title and get themselves into the Champions League, and who knows what can happen next? Go figure.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you all next week. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.